The New South Wales Teachers Federation has had a big year since our last annual conference. It began with the organisation reforming as the Australian Education Union's New South Wales Teachers Federation branch. In the past 12 months, Federation has provided a record number of services to members. Our professional support officers and advisors have responded to over 22,000 member calls. There's been a wide range of conferences and professional learning opportunities, including conferences for principals, new members and activists, Aboriginal Members Conference and Women's Conference. Our Centre for Professional Learning has run 93 courses in 10 different venues, catering to nearly 4,000 teachers across the state. They've also published 2 editions of the Journal for Professional Learning, with 17 articles offering practical advice and professional learning resources for all our members. We've maintained our strong tradition of trade union training, running 114 training courses for over 3,000 teachers, helping to develop their knowledge and skills as union representatives and activists. Federation continues to run membership recruitment and engagement activities, with our project officers visiting workplaces and Federation officers speaking at universities and community events. We've also been trying some different approaches to communicating with members and the public via social media. And in the past 6 months, we've seen over 20% growth in followers on Facebook and Twitter, with our content reaching over 100,000 people. Federation has continued its work in industrial negotiations, with a new staffing agreement for school teachers coming into effect this year.
It is a major achievement in the current political and industrial context. It is rare to find an educational jurisdiction, interstate or overseas, with the same level of regulator protection for students and teachers.
There have also been significant and ongoing campaigns, particularly in response to the deregulation of TAFE. Earlier this year, TAFE New South Wales tried to push through an unfavourable award that cut TAFE teachers' conditions. But our TAFE organisers ran a successful Vote No campaign, forcing the government to return to the negotiating table. Federation is also currently campaigning against the privatisation of education in jails and the government's efforts to undermine the position of school counsellors.
We've lodged the dispute notification to attempt to halt the recruitment of school psychologists so that appropriate strategies can be developed to employ the additional school counsellors.
This past year, Federation has also been part of one of the biggest education campaigns in the country in our fight for the equitable, needs-based Gonski schools funding model. Coordinators in targeted seats ensured the Gonski message was heard far and wide and have had more members involved in more events across the state.
It's the union leadership at the workplace level, the Federation reps, the women's contacts, the workplace committees and other teachers and staff in the schools. It's that work that we do with our school community and with our parents that's going to make the critical difference.
There have been rallies outside the offices of government MPs, door-knocking events taking the message to the community, volunteers at market fairs and community events talking to people about the importance of needs-based funding.
The energy's been great. It's so good to see so many like-minded people here. What's most important is everyone's here for the same purpose. No matter how old we are, no matter how young or new we are to the profession, the teachers that are here because they're committed to Gonski.
We need the Gonski!
In the lead up to the election, members volunteered to make phone calls to inform other members of just how much funding was at stake and secure votes in support of Gonski. Mobile billboards toured the state and schools held information sessions and local events to show their support. And we saw support for Gonski from all over the political landscape.
We will fight this as an education election. We will put the funding on the table to make sure that every teacher in Australia gets the recognition and the support to back up what they do every day.
It has been a highly significant educational decision. It has changed the educational landscape for the better and in the best interests of our students and young people.
There's no doubt that the Gonski campaign has been one of the largest and most effective education campaigns of this generation. But it's also been a big year for member activism, with the Federation being represented in rallies for social justice issues all around New South Wales. Members and supporters have marched on issues including multiculturalism and the rights of refugees. We had a float in the Sydney Mardi Gras and have marched on marriage equality in support of safe schools and the LGBTI community. We've continued our activism in the ongoing campaign for gender equality. Members have marched on May Day and on behalf of workers' rights. This past year has shown continued dedication of our members and officers to activism for social justice and public education. And we look forward to this conference setting the agenda for action in the year ahead.